Welcome back, Voyagers of the Cosmic Void. As always, I'm your host Nebulae Nix. In the endless sprawl of the cosmos, where time itself seemed to stretch and contract with the rhythm of the stars, there existed pockets of stillness. On this particular day, aboard the Nebula Nomad, one such pocket enveloped Astral Weaver and her ever-faithful companion, Stardust. Their journey was one of exploration, but not all discoveries came from the farthest reaches of the galaxy. Some were found within the quiet rituals that defined a witch's life. Morning aboard the Nebula Nomad was its own kind of magic. The ship seemed to hum in harmony with Astral as she began her day, a synergy forged over countless voyages. This was no ordinary vessel. The Nomad carried enchantments as intricate as any of Astral's spells. It responded to her moods, its lights dimming when she meditated, its systems syncing effortlessly with her craft. In a way, it was an extension of her magic, just as Stardust was an extension of her heart. Astral lights a bundle of sage, the flame igniting with a soft whisper as if the ship itself encouraged the ritual. Smoke spirals upward, weaving through the room and carrying with it a faint shimmer, a byproduct of Astral's innate magic. The sage, burning in a spiral of purifying silver, moved not with the whims of the air but with intent, guided by Astral's will. She murmured words of cleansing, her voice barely audible yet resonant, as the Nebula Nomad seemed to draw in the energy, its walls glowing faintly in response. Stardust, ever attuned to these subtleties, stirred from his perch, batting playfully at a stray tendril of smoke. Astral often wondered if Stardust was more than he seemed. A companion, yes, but also a guide, a protector, and, perhaps most profoundly, a reminder of home. As she knelt to scratch behind his ears, she felt the unspoken bond between them strengthen, a tether as ancient as the stars themselves. In the ship's workshop, Astral prepares for her next task, brewing a potion. Stardust perches on a high shelf, his tail flicking as he watches her with quiet curiosity. Potion making was a ritual of focus and precision. Each ingredient held meaning, its origins and energies carefully considered. The Nomad, as if aware of her intent, adjusted its gravity subtly, ensuring that nothing spilled or toppled. Astral whispered her gratitude, her voice blending seamlessly with the ship's faint, melodic hum. A crystal vial floats gently from a shelf into Astral's waiting hand, guided by a flick of her fingers. Stardust leaps down, landing gracefully beside her, and nudges a jar of moonflower petals toward her. Astral laughs, the sound light and unguarded. Stardust's assistance was as reliable as it was endearing. His uncanny knack for finding exactly what she needed often left Astral wondering if he understood her spells better than she did. Together, they gathered the components, petals from a moonflower, a fragment of a comet's tail, and a drop of Stardust's own shimmering essence, a gift he seemed to give willingly. Brewing a potion was like composing a song, each ingredient a note in a melody that resonated beyond the material world. As Astral stirred the cauldron, the mixture began to pulse with light, its colors shifting like a living aurora. Stardust watched intently, his tail wrapped around his paws as if guarding the process. A soft vibration ripples through the ship, the Nomad resonating with the spell's energy. Astral pauses, placing a hand on the wall, and closes her eyes. The Nomad was alive in its own way, a vessel of both technology and magic. It absorbed the energy of Astral's craft, amplifying it, weaving it into the ship's essence. In moments like these, Astral felt as if she and the Nomad were one, their energies intertwined in a cosmic dance. Astral moves to the Nomad's observatory, surrounded by a circle of glowing crystals. Stardust lies beside her, purring softly as the crystals pulse in rhythm with her breathing. Meditation was a cornerstone of Astral's practice, a way to align her inner world with the vastness of the cosmos. The crystals around her glowed with a gentle light, their frequencies harmonizing with her thoughts. Stardust's purring added another layer to the symphony, a grounding force that kept her tethered even as her mind wandered to distant stars. In these moments of stillness, Astral felt the weight of her journey, not as a burden, but as a tapestry, each thread a memory, a lesson, a spell cast in the name of discovery. Stardust, ever watchful, seemed to understand this, his eyes reflecting the infinite expanse beyond. As the day winds down, Astral prepares for her final task, reinforcing the Nomad's protective wards. She stands before a black candle, its flame unnaturally steady. The wards of the Nebula Nomad were more than a safeguard, they were a promise, a shield forged from Astral's resolve to protect not just herself, but the sanctity of her journey. Tonight's spell was one of renewal, a weaving of light and shadow that would guard the ship against the unknown. Astral draws sigils around the candle, her hand steady as Stardust watches from a nearby perch. The symbols glow faintly before fading into the ship's walls. The spell was simple but potent, a reflection of Astral's philosophy, strength through intention, protection through balance. As the wards settled into place, the Nomad seemed to hum in approval, its lights flickering in a final acknowledgement of her craft. And so, as the Nomad sailed through the endless night, Astral Weaver found peace in the rituals that defined her. Each spell cast, each moment shared with Stardust, was a testament to the magic that bound them, to each other, to the Nomad, and to the stars. For in the vastness of the universe, it was the quiet acts of creation that truly mattered. For Astral Weaver, every day was a journey, every moment a spell, every star a reminder of the infinite possibilities that awaited. And as the Nebula Nomad drifted onward, so too did the magic of her story, written in the light of distant galaxies. But in the far reaches of the cosmos, where light bends and time twists, shadows often grow restless. Somewhere, across dimensions unseen, another presence watched, a reflection of power, aged and sharpened, waiting with quiet purpose. She did not chase the Nomad, not yet. For now, she merely watched. Her gaze was patient, her plans labyrinthine. Meanwhile Astral remained blissfully unaware that she was being watched from afar. Unaware that something latched onto her back on Whimsire. Good night, dear listeners.